Jared pulling FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is your Photo News Fix. This fix is brought to you by Datacolor and their spring savings event. From now until April 10th, get 25% off some of Datacolor's most popular products like the Spyder X Pro, Spyder X Elite, Spyder Tripod and Tripod Pro, and even the Spyder Shelf. I gotta get myself a Spyder Shelf for sure. If you've been waiting to pick up a monitor calibrator from Datacolor or that Spyder Shelf, now is the time to do it. Head on over to datacolor.com/fro to save big through April 10th, 2022. And yeah, if you're in Canada, be sure to click for the Canadian offers as well. First up, it's been a little while since we've gotten anything of substance from Sony Alpha Rumors, and it looks like we might be waiting a little while longer.
When will then be now?
But maybe they're onto something with a rumor about a Sony 24-70 2.8 GM version. And by onto something, here's what they had to say. According to their source who has fondled the lens,
I touched it.
the lens is extremely sharp, designed like the current 70-200 2.8 G Master 2, and it's the lightest 24-70 2.8 on the market. So basically what they're saying is a lens that's 6 years newer will be better when it comes out.
Duh.
Thanks, Sony Alpha Rumors. That was helpful. Nonetheless, Sony is due for a new 24-70 2.8 GM, because when I was shooting Sony, I preferred the Sigma 24-70 2.8 E mount, as I felt that it was a much better lens all the way around compared to Sony's original 24-70 2.8, which by the way, was one of the first two G Master lenses ever released. Now I say when I was shooting Sony, because as of late, I've been taking the Canon R3 with me when I've been shooting bowling out on the road, primarily because of lenses, like the Canon 28-70 f2. Now in my opinion, Sony needs to step up their unique lens lineup. Hell, even Tampon stepped up their game with the 35-150 f2 to 2.8. It would be great to see Sony getting jiggy with it with some brand new unique lenses. Now before I forget, Sony Alpha Rumors has started a YouTube channel to share the latest rumors with you. Now, I always encourage people to step in front of the camera and give it a go, because it's not as easy as it looks. Next up, in a story that is bound to trigger this person, we have a story about the former White House photographer under Trump, Sheila Craighead.
Yeah, I bet it sucked.
According to the New York Times, Craighead had a book deal to publish her 4 years of photos following Trump around the world. Now, this isn't any different than past photographers who have released books following their stint as official White House photographer. Both Eric Draper, W's photographer, and Pete Souza, Obama's photographer, both released photo books, and I own both of them. Now, both of these books include forwards from the president that they captured.
Where you going with this IKEA boy?
And this is where we circle back around to Craighead. After she notified Trump's aides with her plans to publish a photo book, Trump asked for a cut of her advance in exchange for writing the forward and helping promote the book. They also requested that she wait to publish her photo book until after Trump published his own, using her photos and other White House staff photographer photos as well. Now, with that being said, the photos are public domain, which means anyone could publish a book if they like. Craighead was reportedly offered a sizable advance in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, while the same report says Trump was offered a multi-million-dollar advance. In the New York Times article, Craighead said she didn't want to comment publicly on the situation and confirmed she is no longer intending to publish her own photo book of her time as the official White House photographer. It's super disappointing that she's not able to follow in Draper and Sousa's footsteps, but it's also not surprising that she got screwed.
It doesn't mean you have to like it.
Let me jump in here because it's time for a shirt sale.
Are you on one?
If you've been waiting to pick up your I Shoot Raw shirt, now is the best time, because for the next week, when you use the code RAW28 at checkout at store.froknowsphoto.com, you will get 28% off all regularly priced I Shoot Raw shirts at checkout. So you can save big with RAW28. Put a bunch of shirts in your cart and use the code. And finally, it's officially official, because Nikon has released all the specs for their 800mm f6.3 VRS lens. As some of you may recall, I had a chance to spend hours with this lens before Nikon snatched it out of my warm hands and said, "Nothing for you," and took it back to Long Island. Now we know what we didn't know before: the price and the weight. Drum roll, Dan, please. Can we get a drum roll? The 806.3 is priced at $6,499.95 and weighs in at 48% lighter than the F-mount 800mm 5.6. Now, being that 48% lighter means absolutely nothing to most people who've never touched an 800 5.6. It weighs 5.2 pounds or 2,385 grams. I had to look closer because my eyes are not doing too well, so I had to, anyway. Basically, it doesn't weigh enough to get a meaningful workout. Nikon's goal with going from a 5.6 to a 6.3 was to make it lighter, cheaper, and accessible to more photographers. They were able to achieve the weight savings by using PF lens elements similar to what they have done with their 300 f4 and 500 5.6 for mount. This is the first time we're seeing PF elements being used in a Z mount lens. For those who find 800mm just isn't enough, well, you can slap on the Z 1.4 or 2X converter to give yourself an 1120 or 1600mm equivalent focal length respectively. And for those who want to feel even more fresh, feel free to put your Z9 into DX mode to get even more theoretical reach. One thing Nikon didn't mention in their press release was what type of focus motors the lens uses. Does it use the Silky Swift motors found in the 400 2.8? The answer is no. It uses STM motors, which probably kept down not only the size, but the cost. And probably why they didn't focus on it is because it's nothing new. Now, with that being said, the focus seemed extremely fast when paired with the Z9, and there's no doubt in my mind that Nikon will sell out of the first batch of 12 units before then putting out an apology about not being able to keep up with demand. But if you're a bird photographer who uses Nikon, $6,500 really isn't that bad when you compare it to the $17,000 800 5.6 from Canon. And there you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. To check out the last fix, go ahead and click on the screen right here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And that's where I'm going to leave it. JaredPolandPhotoPhoto.com. See ya.